Good evening. If you've joined, welcome in. Hey, Lamons, how are you? Good to see you. I am getting the TikTok side set up. Thanks for joining on the TikTok side. If you're there, we are going to give it a couple minutes and we're going to get started. Lamons, I thought tonight was going to be just a simple, chill catch up with everybody, see how everybody's holidays were, talk about Park Life Live, and then Disney exploded with a bunch of information today. So I've got like 2 full pages front and back of notes from things that are coming out that Disney shared today. Some of it is news information, some of it is promotional information. So got a lot to cover. Robbie, how are you? Welcome in. So we'll give it a couple minutes. We'll see who joins. I took about 6 weeks off from doing this, so a little rusty. I had to think about how to do this again. Happy New Year, Robbie. Hope you're doing well. Oh, you're looking at a blank screen. Oh, you know what? Let me maybe try this. Let's see here. Hang on. See, I told you it's been so long since I've done this that I've forgotten what the heck I'm doing. There we go. How about that, Robbie? You might ask me to flip it back again so you can see the dark screen. Disney Dad Bod, how are you? Yeah, it's like riding a bike, right? You never forget, but took me a little while to remember. So hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and then we're going to fire off. Not concerned about whether I got 2 people or 200 people. Those that are here, happy to have you here. Hopefully you had a very happy New Year and Merry Christmas. My gosh, and hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and what other holidays were mixed in there since last time I went live. I think last time I was live, I was at maybe Hollywood Studios for Fantasmic back in middle of November. And Robbie, it's been, closing out on 2 months since I saw you down there. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy that it's gone by that fast. Happy New Year to you as well, Disney Dad Bod. Robbie, there's a chance I might be down there next month in February. I have a work conference that I might be going down to Orlando for. We'll see. Jollywood, that sounds right. Because, yeah, we did Jollywood. And then the very next morning, we got up early to catch our flight to come home. Going to Epcot Thursday for Marathon Week. Cool. Yeah, it would be like February 15th through the 19th when I would be down there. And again, most of my time is going to be consumed with the work conference, but we'll see what can work out there. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that, Robbie. It's going to be hard. If I go, and it's not confirmed yet, but if I go, won't be staying on Disney property. The conference is being hosted at Margaritaville, which I've never been to. Looks beautiful, and I'm sure it's great. But we will see. Let's see. I'm going to give another minute or 2, and then we're going to start. Have you been over there at all, Robbie, to see how Margaritaville looks? Obviously, everything on the web looks great, right? All of the pictures of anything and everything, they always make it look great because that's how they market to you. But I would have to imagine it's pretty decent because they've got Margaritavilles around the country. Helen, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Awesome to see you. 1 more minute and we are going to start. User Drury, the Hyatt. I gotcha. I totally get you on that. Yeah, I wish I had my say of where I could stay. But obviously being there for a conference and the conference is being hosted at that resort, it just makes sense to be able to wake up, get ready, and head downstairs for any of the sessions that are going on. So, all right, I think we're going to start because, like I said, I have a ton of stuff to go through. Hopefully some others will join and we can have some fun chit-chatting. But I'm going to start with the questions that were sent in. Hopefully The people that sent them in, they're either joining, they're on, or they'll listen to the replay. But hopefully it'll be helpful information that they can gather. And if it helps anybody else, awesome. Most of these are from Cece. She first asked, should she have her niece watch Star Wars before a Disney trip so that she would know who Kylo Ren and Darth Vader are? So love to hear your guys' thoughts if you think that she should have her niece watch Star Wars to introduce her to who Darth Vader is and who Kylo Ren is. I think when I thought about the question she asked, my first thought was, how old is the niece? Depending on how old she is, it may or may not matter. She might be scared to death of Kylo Ren and Darth Vader, whether she sees them on a TV screen first before going down there. But if she's a little bit older, I don't think it's required. It might provide her a little bit of comfort to know who Darth Vader and Kylo Ren are, but I don't know that it's going to make a big difference if they do. She then asked how to celebrate a 30th birthday or a milestone birthday at Disney. And my notes are obviously, and you guys I'm sure would say the same thing, but get the celebrating pin, the happy birthday celebration pin to wear. I think something that would be fun for a 30th birthday, because I don't think a lot of us think about doing these things at that age. Hey, Jordan, welcome in. I would encourage them to book a capture your moment photo session. I think that would be really cool as a 30-year-old to do and be enjoyable. Obviously, they could book some dining at different places. There's some great restaurants around the Disney property, whether it's inside the parks, the resorts, or Disney Springs. That would be a great place to celebrate a 30th birthday. And then obviously, I would say this regardless of the age of the person celebrating, let them pick some of the fun things to do. Cece, I am answering your questions right now. Welcome in. Talking about your question on celebrating a 30th birthday or a milestone birthday, Cece. Quick comments, get the birthday pin, of course. I think it'd be cool to book a capture your moment photo session. I think it's like $99 or something like that for a 20-minute photo session. I think that'd be really cool. There's great dining in and around Disney World that you could schedule for a birthday celebration. And then ultimately let the birthday person pick what they want to do, their favorite rides, shows, any of those things. Make sure that they're getting what they want out of it. Cece, you also asked, and this goes back a little bit, you'd asked how to convince a mom to take their toddler to Disney. Hey, Jessica, how are you? I love that question, Cece, to be honest with you, because I get people that ask this all the time. What's the right age to bring my child to Disney? And with most things in life, there's never a simple yes, no kind of answer or a straightforward answer. So I always start with, if you can afford to go more than once, hey, Karen, welcome in. Take them when they're little, and then you can take when they're older. If you think you can only afford to go one time, then I would wait until they're a little bit older so that one time they ever get to go as a child, they would be able to remember it. But if you can afford to go, take them when they're 2 years old. The notes I scribbled down here, you'll never experience Disney through the eyes of a 2-year-old if you wait until they're 10 years old. I've taken my kids at all ages, and the experiences when they were 18 months or 2 years. I was just there last May with my grandson Briggs, who was about 20 months. I will never forget seeing him just dancing like a fool with Pluto and Mickey Mouse and other characters. And same thing with my youngest son, who's now a sophomore in college. I'll never forget when he was about 18 months old, and we took him, and this is well before COVID. And so he had lip marks on each cheek and his forehead from princesses that he saw. Those things would have never happened if we waited until they were 8 or 9 or 10 years old. So getting to experience Disney through the eyes of a 2-year-old is incredibly worth it. Again, if you can afford to go multiple times, if you think it's a one and done, wait till they're older. When they're under the age of 3, they are free. You don't pay for park tickets for them. They get into the park for free. They can eat off of your plate without having to pay for food. So it can be very beneficial in that way. Get them the signature book, take photos, put them in a photo album. Just over Christmas break last week, actually, it was New Year's Day, we were at my parents' house, and little Briggs, who is again about 20, 21, 22 months, something like that. Losing track. No, he just turned 2 in August, so he's about 28 months old. He found my mom's photo books from when my youngest was his age, and Briggs's dad was probably 8 or 9 or 10 years old. And we went through each one of those, and he looked at the pictures just like he was, oh my God, there's Mickey Mouse, I know him, kind of thing. So it was so fun. So do that if you can take a little one. But before you do take the 2 year old, or that age, introduce them to Disney at home. Get Disney Plus on TV, Disney Channel, Disney XD, all the different channels. Get them introduced. We did that with Briggs for about 6 months before we ever took the trip, and it allowed him to know who Mickey was and who Pluto was and who Tigger and Pooh and all of the different characters. It gave him that sense of comfort to know who the heck these people are, these characters are, when I saw them in the parks. All right, I'm going to go over here to the TikTok side because I saw a bunch of comments scroll through and I wanted to catch them. Jordan, I have not talked about the new promotions yet. We will talk about those. Absolutely. Jessica said, tell them there's never a magic like the magic a parent sees in their child's eyes. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Jessica said, I'll never regret taking Ruby the first time we went. Karen said, I started taking my daughter at 3. I agree with you. I think I'm just about caught up here. Yeah, none of us own a time machine. So if you wait until they're 8 or 10 and take them, you can't go backwards and take them when they're 2 or 3. When you take them when they're 2 or 3, again, as a 2-year-old, it's very likely they're not going to remember anything about Disney when they're 10 or 15 or 20 years old. You will never forget everything in that experience. So while they're experiencing the joy and the excitement and the magic at the moment, you're experiencing a lifetime of memories that you will live forever with. Like I said, watching Tanner get kissed by the princesses, and he'd go in. Most little kids go in with their arms reached out to hug them. He went in with his, head kind of cocked and his cheek out, like right here, plant one right here, Belle or Snow White or whomever. And then to watch Briggs just going to town dancing with Mickey and Pluto and some of the other characters, I'll go to my grave with those things. And I'm so excited to get to take our granddaughter Poppy later on this year for her first experience. It's just going to be amazing. Yeah, so Jessica just said she's heard every day since November 16th. When do we go back to Disney? Love that. Absolutely love that. And Chris, I see that you're on good because I have your question from a while back written down that I wanted to respond to as well. Helen, today I watched Woody hug little boy dressed as Woody at Parade. So cute. Absolutely. I've been to Disney several times as an adult, and even though they're not my children, I love watching little kids, just the interaction at the parade or watching in the awe of the fireworks in the sky, whatever it may be. Absolutely love it. Yes, Chris, you asked a question. Yeah. So anyway, Cece, I could go on and on and on about convincing somebody to take their toddler, but it all starts with the financials up front. I would never suggest somebody to book and take a trip that is going to cripple them financially. Save up, wait, whatever you need to do to make it affordable. But again, if you can afford to go multiple times, Jessica, at the Christmas party, we all waved like we're the parade at you guys. Yeah, when you guys walked by and we waved at you and said hi. Yeah. Helen says, when I took my niece as a baby, she was happy to see Mickey. Absolutely, Helen. Yeah. Again, and they won't remember it when they're older. But again, if you take photos and put together a photo book, when they're a little bit older, they see that and, maybe it triggers something or very minimal. It's like, I want to go again. Like Jessica was saying that Ruby keeps asking all the time. So anyway, Chris, your question was simply this: is there an annual pass holder lounge? I don't know if you remember asking that, but you asked that several weeks ago. Um, and the best I can give for you, and if anybody else is on that's an annual pass holder knows differently, by all means chime in. But occasionally Disney will host a annual pass holder lounge in the Morocco Pavilion. You got to weave your way back to the back of the Morocco Pavilion. There's a great indoor space there. They've occasionally hosted an AP lounge, but it's just that on occasion. I've been there once or twice with somebody who had an annual pass, and we got to go back in there and enjoy some refreshments and sit down in the air conditioning, that sort of thing. But I've been there at other times and walked back there, and the doors are closed, and it looks like a ghost town. So nothing guaranteed by any stretch. All right. So my notes, I try to put my notes together in a way that flow very logically. And I was all ready to go. And I thought we were going to have a very chill conversation. We were going to spend more time talking about the Park Life Live last November. And then Disney announced a bunch of stuff today. So I've got notes scribbled everywhere. What about DVC lounges? There is a DVC lounge. I think there's Karen, you're a DVC member. You might have a better answer. Yes, we have a DVC lounge above Figment and the Imagination. No, Jessica. I don't know what your dates are. If you're talking about looking for something to do in 2026, very possibly. I'm going to hold promotions till the end. I'm going to make you wait and suffer a little bit. Isn't there a new DVC lounge in Magic Kingdom? Didn't they open that up near where the arcade range was? I thought that was a DVC lounge they opened there. Maybe I'm totally mistaken. But okay. Park Life Live, some of you that are on, I think it just opened not that long, and in general terms, just opened probably 6-8 months ago, but I think that's the case. I could be mistaken. Okay, so Park Life Live, we had that in November, this past November. Some of you that are on were there with us. For me personally, I had an amazing time. Getting to meet some of you face to face was absolutely spectacular. Just like meeting some of you a year prior when we did this. So loved it for that. That alone. Jessica, I know you're on and got to meet you and your family. Had a great time. You know what? Ruby and I didn't do our hair. We didn't get pixie dusted at Sir Mickey's. I just realized that. But had a great time meeting some of you. Had a fabulous time seeing the nighttime parade for the first time for me on one of the other nights. The Christmas party is always spectacular. I just love, I could watch those toy soldiers march down Main Street all day, every day, and would absolutely love it. So that was great. I owe her next time. Absolutely. I got to Jollywood, which I was hesitant about whether it would be worth it to spend the money. It was also the night before we flew home. Hey, Tina, how are you? Welcome in. But I love Jollywood. It was so cool. I'm not a big Jack Skellington fan. No offense to anybody that is, but I enjoyed his show inside the Frozen Sing-Along Pavilion. But man, the ice skating show, wow, just wow, incredible. First off, the fact that it's 70 degrees, 60 degrees, and I'm watching them ice skate, which is unbelievable. Seeing some of the performances, there was one dude who he's skating around on ice skates and he's juggling balls, and he had then like the Chinese yo-yo and was flinging things. Unbelievable. With that was spectacular. We watched the projection show on the Chinese theater, was amazing. The fireworks there were spectacular. We got to see Fantasmic early at 6:30, which was kind of wild in the sense that I'm sitting in that theater and it's still daylight. It was dark by the time they started, but it was still daylight when I was sitting down, which was wild to me. So I got to see Fantasmic. And then, yes, Tina's comment, nothing beats the Muppet Show during Jollywood. And you were absolutely right there, Tina. That show alone to me was worth the price of admission for Jollywood. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And then for us, we watched, it was one of the later ones. By the time we came out of there, Jollywood goes till 12:30 in the morning. I think it was around 11:15, somewhere in that neighborhood. We came out and we got to stand there and watch the projection show that they do on the Hollywood Tower of Terror Hotel, which was just a great way to cap off the night for us with Jollywood. So absolutely loved it. Man, it was so cool. All of it. Getting to celebrate Ruby's birthday was amazing. Watching you guys walk around that cafeteria and pass out cupcakes was so fun. And then to have Ruby come back with, I think, what, $10 from somebody who just gave her $10 to celebrate her birthday in exchange for a cupcake. I thought that was wonderful. It was so fun. Let's see. I'm going to catch back up here. Did I know that you did not eat a single pickle while there, which is crazy for you? Well, to me, it's crazy that people eat pickles, but that's neither here nor there. Jessica also says the most impressive part of her trip was her motivation to get up, get ready, and go. Isn't it? It's amazing. I mean, there are times I like to sleep in and chill and rest, or even if I wake up early, lay around and watch TV, or just let my eyeballs wake up on their own time. But there's something about Disney that, boom, you just are awake and ready to go and excited about it. We rope drop every day. We park closed every night. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Robbie, got to see you and Chris before the parade at the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom, and I was so happy about that and got to visit with you guys for a little bit. That was wonderful. I watched both parades, and again, I could watch that all the time. I don't even do my hair and makeup for work. It's reserved for special occasions. That's funny. And Karen, yeah, I'm sad that you missed it. Yep. Jessica, Chris, and Robbie were there for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. They met up with us before the first parade over in Frontierland. Got to visit with them for 10, 15 minutes. You are correct there, Robbie. It does go fast for sure when you're there having a great time. Tina said, love the group photo. Yeah, so there were a number of us that took a photo in front of the Tron sign at the bottom of the hill. And I should take a step backwards. Our very first night of the Park Life Live, we did Disney Springs, and it just happened to be the first night of the Christmas tree stroll there, something I'd never done before, and had a blast. I think there were 19 trees. Jessica, does that sound right to you? I think I have my map with the stickers on it in the other room. I should have brought it in here. I think there were 19 trees to find. Just had a great time. And there were like 20 of us that were there doing that together. It was so much fun to find the trees and get to visit with everybody. And we got to the big tree right by the entrance where you come in when you get off the buses from the resorts. And that's where we had our big group photo taken, and the photo pass photographer was wonderful. She's like, hey, wait here about 5 or 10 more minutes, and it's going to start to snow because they have snow there at Disney Springs, and I'll get pictures of you guys while it's snowing. And she was wonderful. I, being the smarty pants that I am, joked with her quite a bit, to the point that she was ready to take a photo of 19 people and leave me off to the side. But it was a great time. That Christmas tree stroll was so much fun. I just enjoyed that so much. Lori and I ate dinner at the Polite Pig. It was the very first time we'd ever eaten there. Fabulous food. Although I say that, and I couldn't tell you for the life of me what I had that night, but it was really good, whatever I ate. I think we got onion rings to start with. And gosh, I don't remember what I ordered, but the food was wonderful. Loved it. Yes, Jessica, you did get lost. Yeah, poor Jessica lost 18 of us all of a sudden, but at least it was towards the very end, which was good. We are doing Park Life Live again. If you've seen in Discord at all, and if you haven't, that's fine. What we are going to do it again, but we're waiting until January of 2027. We're going to do it in line with the Festival of the Arts. to kind of change it up. We've been there for Halloween, we've been there for Christmas, and so we're going to do Festival of the Arts in January 2027. We just couldn't pull it off in 2026. It was just too quick of a turnaround time. Some of us need to save money for our next trips. And yes, Jessica, it'll be for your birthday this time. It was Ruby's last time. It'll be yours this time. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but probably the fourth weekend of January 2027. So start, scratching that into your calendars now. I'm going to try to find a calendar here, and let me go to January 2027. I think it'll be January 28th, 29th, and 30th. Does that sound right, Jessica? Yeah, Monday is the 25th. So I think we were looking at 28, 29, 30. Jessica, tell me if that sounds right to you. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, you were planning on being there 25th to 31st. So put it in your calendars now. Park Life Live 2027 will be in January 28th, 29th, and 30th. Let me get rid of that. Birthday Disney trips for everyone, says Tina. Yeah, so pencil it in now, start planning it, start putting your pocket change in the bank, whatever you got to do. We would love to have a large group of us. I'm totally excited about the Festival of the Arts. I want to meet Lee. If any of you have watched streams in the past, she's the chalk art artist that does an amazing job. Dina, she's not on the live tonight. Or Jessica asked where Dina was. Dina's not on the live tonight. Renee's not on the live tonight either. But we'll certainly make sure we circle with them. It was fabulous to meet them. I'll tell you, that was the other thing that I didn't mention on that Friday night when we did the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom. Renee had reservations at Beacon Barrel, which is the new tavern by Pirates of the Caribbean. It was like at 11:50 at night, I was dying by then. I was so tired, but Lori and I joined Renee and her husband and Dean and her husband for that. Had a really fun time in there. We walked out of there at about 12:30 and the park was closed at midnight. I guess I've never stayed late like that. I was stunned how many people were still at Magic Kingdom. I mean, there was nobody in Frontierland over to Adventureland as you walked out. There was nobody there, but as soon as you got to the courtyard by the castle, there had been at least 1,000 people left just standing in that circle. We come around the corner to Main Street, and there had been at least another 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people all lined up, still waiting to get pictures taken with the castle in the background. So I was stunned at how many people were still there. So I didn't feel as bad being there at 12:30. But that was a lot of fun. But man, I could have slept on the bus going back to the resort. Ruby is sharing that she is very excited to celebrate Mom's birthday this time, right, Ruby? So you will have to help Mom pass out cupcakes this time. Let's see here. Helen says, I love the chalk art. Tina says, my anxiety hates it, but I have to remind myself it's Disney. You'll be okay. Tina, you were fabulous last year in September when we were there. One of my favorite things of that whole trip was getting to spend time with you guys. And so I would love for you to be able to come in January. I don't know if you guys ever talk about it anymore, but I'll never forget. We met you guys at Pop Century, sitting there for dinner. And Ava's meal fell on the floor as soon as she got it, because we were like 5 of us sitting at a table for 4, and that poor little girl was at the corner of the table, and her meal fell on the floor. And we got her a new one, and it was just such a fun start to last year. And I'd never met Tina before, never met her family before. You could have fooled me, Tina, that you had anxiety. So you were a rock star through that trip, spending time with Lori and I, spending time with others there. So I have complete faith in you hanging out with us in January to do Festival of the Arts. Ava constantly talks about it. Yeah, I'll go to my grave remembering that, Tina, as well. That was awesome. Let's see here. Hand out cocoa and coffee for Jessica's. There you go. Cupcakes for yours too. Well, how about you merge the two together and find somebody that can make coffee flavored cupcakes? There you go. Best of both worlds. Tina said that Ava is telling everyone at school that if they want a good trip, they need to contact Tina to get a hold of me. That's sweet, Ava. I appreciate that very, very, very much. All right, so that's Park Life Live tiramisu cupcakes. There you go. That sounds pretty good. I could go for that. Let's see here. I nailed the questions. All right, let's cover news. I got stuff scattered all over the place here, and some of it's going to hit. I might repeat some things, and I apologize for that. But okay. The Frozen Ever After ride at Epcot is being updated with new animatronics. That should be reopening sometime in February. The Festival of the Arts starts January 16th, runs through February 23rd. Oh man, I still have a 2025 calendar hanging over there. So you can I looked back when I tried to figure out when we would do Park Life Live in 2027 for Festival of the Arts. I look back at the last 10 years of Festival of the Arts, and they usually started around the 15th to the 20th of January, and we usually go to about the third week of February. So that's why I think that very last weekend in January is perfect for us. It should be a week after the weekend after the first opening weekend, so maybe the crowds will die a little bit there. It is sad to me that Festival of the Arts is the shortest of the festivals. I think it could go another couple of weeks and it would be amazing. But in case you're excited past that already, Tina, we're going to do Disney World for Festival of the Arts in January 2027. I know we talked about Disneyland, but the consensus was we want to do Festival of the Arts, so we'll hit that. Flower and Garden starts March 4th and runs through June 1st. It's amazing to me that that's already being talked about. Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom reopens this spring. Excited about that. It's not just some new scenery and stuff. It's a brand new track. I think the layout's probably going to be the same because they didn't move the mountains around, but still new track, which will be pretty cool. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin opens this spring. I know all of us that were there in November, we were sad that we didn't get to ride it, but I'm totally excited about all of the work that's done. Brand new cart, brand new laser guns that are mobile with the cord so you can move them. New targets. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to love that. I'm going to put a pin right where I made that comment because Jessica did say that the Skyliner will be closed when we're there in 2027. So I'll have to keep that in mind when we plan that. Disney announced that they are bringing back Cool Kids Summer in the summer of 2026. We were there with Briggs when it kicked off in May of this past summer, and that's where I get to dance with Pluto and Mickey and others. So really cool stuff there with Cool Kids Summer, and I've got more notes written down. Let's just jump to it. May 26th through September 8th is Cool Kids Summer in 2026. Toy Story will be performing, I guess, if you will, at the Diamond Horseshoe Restaurant at Magic Kingdom. They're going to have crafts, dancing, and more. Goofy Core at Communicore Hall in Epcot with games, music, and characters. They did this past year in the summer. They're going to do it again this next year for Cool Kids Summer with 30-minute early entry at the 4 amusement parks. Characters will be out during the 30-minute early entry, which normally they're not, which will be great. And there will be special character visits at Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach Resort, and Port Orleans Riverside. So cool stuff there for Cool Kids Summer. I think I have it written down somewhere else, so I'll wait till I come across it. Disney did announce they are going to do the free water park admission on arrival day if you're staying on property again in 2026. It will run during Cool Kids Summer. So for arrivals of May 26th through September 8th. If you happen to be there, staying on property, you get free entry to the water parks on arrival day only. And because of that, Disney is going to have both water parks open this summer to accommodate that. Little twist here off the beaten path at Disney's ESPN's Wide World of Sports Complex, May 29th and May 30th. Banana Ball is happening. So yes, Karen, for the free water park admission, it's only May 26th through September 8th this year. Last year, they did it all year long. In 2026, it's just for that summer period of 26th of May through 8th of September. So Banana Ball is happening May 29th and 30th. If you don't know what that is, you can probably Google that and see that. They perform sometimes on ESPN and things like that. Blake, hey there. How are you? Good to see you. Also, summer of 2026 at Animal Kingdom, Bluey and Bingo will be there finally. They were supposed to have arrived in 2025, and I was hoping like heck it would have happened by the time we brought Briggs, but that didn't happen. So Bluey and her sister Bingo will be at Animal Kingdom starting this summer. I would anticipate at the minimum they would start on May 26th when Cool Kids Summer starts. It might be maybe a week prior to that. It will be at Conservation Station. So you get on the train, Rafiki's Planet Watch, and head back there. And that's where you will get to see Bingo and Bluey, which is pretty cool. Okay, this is the other thing I knew I'd written down. As part of Cool Kids Summer, the Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live will be taking place at Hollywood Studios. I wish we were going to be there this summer with Briggs because he would have a blast with that. Late summer at Hollywood Studios in the animation courtyard area where they used to have the BB-8 and Darth Vader and those folks. The Magic of Disney Automation will start. Also this summer, Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets will open. The ride itself closes down, I think, in February, so that they can complete all of the different changes that they're going to make. I'm heartbroken that Muppet 3D Vision is closed. I'm looking forward to seeing what the roller coaster ride is like with Muppets and Muppet music. I think it'll be kind of fun. Blake, I appreciate that. Blake said he's been missing the podcast. So total transparency, I knew I was going to take off time when we were down in Florida to do our thing. We got back and, it was like a week later and it was Thanksgiving week. And then my middle son, Tyler, and his wife, Kennedy and Briggs, moved in with us for a few weeks because they were building a new home and they sold their current home. So they moved in with us for a few weeks and we had to pack all their stuff and put it in storage. And then, Jessica, the holidays rolled. Then you get the week of Christmas, week of New Year's. And it was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been live in so long and I haven't recorded podcasts and posted in so long. So I got lazy, but I was incredibly busy with other things. So I'm happy to be here tonight and hopefully get back on track with all that sort of stuff. So anyway, yes, Rock and Roller Coaster with the Muppets opening in the summer. Also at Hollywood Studios and Galaxy's Edge at Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride starting May 22nd. There will be a new mission with the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. So Cece, if you're still listening, that's totally up your alley, I know for sure. This year, we are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country. And as such, at Epcot, starting Memorial Day, will be the Soarin' Across America at the Soarin' ride in Epcot. That'll be pretty cool. Disney Springs is opening later on in 2026. I don't even know what I call it. It's called Level 99. It will have game rooms, escape rooms, all sorts of things like that. It sounds like it's going to be an amazing experience. I'm kind of excited to experience that. I love Splitsville there. I think that's really cool. Oh, good. Karen already has 4th of July reservations. That's awesome. I will say, as I'm talking about Splitsville, the other thing I love at Disney Springs is the hot air balloon, the ride. A couple of us had kind of talked about doing it. We never did. I wish we would have. Hey, Chris, welcome in, buddy. It was really good to see you in November. I mentioned that to Robbie when he was on when we first started. I would have loved to have done that. And so maybe January 27, when all of us are down there again, if we can make it work, I'd love to go up in the balloon with anybody that wants to do that. I have these other things written down. I'm not sure why I wrote those down because they're not brand new news. But if you haven't been there in a while, I think some of this is old news, but the Dream the Night Away parade at the Magic Kingdom is going on. Little Mermaid musical adventure at Hollywood Studios opened. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After at Hollywood Studios is an amazing show. I've seen it 2 or 3 times now and loved it every time. So cool. Test Track 3.0 opened. We rode that. Lori and I rode that when we were there in November. I thought the ride was fine. I just don't like the fact that you don't get to create your own car. I really missed that part of it. And then we did the Zootopia Better Together, the show underneath the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. It was cute. I don't know that I've seen the movie Zootopia from start to finish. I'm kind of a sentimental guy, so I missed Tough to Be a Bug, but that's okay. Okay, if you are thinking about going to Disney in 2026, I wanted to hit on this. Blake. So Blake asked if we've decided on a date and location for 2026 or 2027 meetup. If you've already spoken about it, my apologies. No worries, dude. Yes, we have decided we're going to, we're not doing 2026. We're going to do January of 2027 for the Festival of the Arts. Single Dad, I will tell you that in just a minute. Let me click back over here, Blake, and tell you what the heck happened to my... there we go. January 2027, we are going to do Park Life Party. It'll be January 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like we always do, so that we can enjoy Festival of the Arts. We did Halloween last year. Or in 2024. We did Christmas in 2025. Because it was such a quick turnaround to do Festival of the Arts this year, we decided to push it to January of 2027. So a different experience, different time frame to be there. Totally excited about that with Festival of the Arts. I think it's an amazing time. So write it down now, January 28, 29, and 30 for Park Life Live at Disney World in Florida. And we'll get more information out as time goes by. Single Dad, I will cover that in just a minute. Okay. If you have a trip planned for Disney in the first 6 months of this year, here are some of the things that are going on in January. This coming weekend, the 7th through the 11th, is Run Disney. The following weekend, the 16th through the 18th, is Cheer and Dance. Also, the 16th through the 19th is the youth soccer tournament. So you can imagine that weekend's going to be insane with kids all over the place. January 19th is Monday, Martin Luther King Day. So you're going to have a busy 3-day holiday weekend there as well, along with cheer and soccer. And then January 30th through February 1st is Cheer and Dance. February 6th through the 8th is Cheer and Dance. 13th through the 16th is a youth gymnastics event. 14th through the 16th is youth soccer. The 17th is Mardi Gras. Always fun over at Port Orleans French Quarter. The 26th of February through March 2nd is Run Disney weekend. And then also the 27th of February through March 1st is a flag football tournament. So a lot going on in February. March, they basically call March 7th through the 27th their spring break window. March 14th and 15th, there's a cheer event. And then March 28th through April 3rd, that is the week leading up to Easter, which Easter, I think, is on April 5th. In April, the 1st through the 9th is Easter week. April 5th is Easter. 14th through the 19th is Run Disney. 24th through the 27th is Cheer and Dance, as well as April 30th through May 3rd is Cheer and Dance. Start to slow down here. Here we go. May 23rd through 25th is youth soccer, and May 25th is Memorial Day. So that weekend is going to be incredibly busy. And then finally, in the month of June, June 19th is Juneteenth. So you have people with a holiday time then. And then June 19th through the 21st is a field hockey event at ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. So pretty cool there. Okay, let's talk promotions. I'm going to go with the easy ones first, and then we're going to go with the one Disney Dad asked what's the big promotion that's coming out tomorrow, and I'll cover that here in a second. So right now, current promotions, if you wanted to book something right now tonight for trips from now through February 10th, if you're a Disney Visa Chase card holder, 2 nights or more, All-Star Resort's $99 a night. Coronado is $199 a night. Art of Animation, the Cars Suite is $299 a night. Last one I'll mention here, Animal Kingdom Lodge Savannah View Room is $399 a night. So pretty amazing. Tina, it's not quite free trip. It's not that good of a deal. They have a current save up to $250 per night on 4-night, 4-day packages, February 22nd through July 25th. I can tell you that there's limited availability of that at the moment. I was looking at that earlier. They also have a save up to 25% off rooms, February 22nd through April 30th. Florida residents, 30% off through April 30th. And then this year, this is an offer that's good on any package, whether it's a non-discounted package or a promotional package. Jessica, I did say $199 per night. It's through February 10th for Disney Visa Chase card holders. Free dining to kids ages 3 to 9, all of 2026. Everybody else in the reservation has to have paid dining plans. So if you were a mom and dad with 2 kids that are between the ages of 3 and 9, you get the Disney dining meal. It's, you would pay for mom and dad, but the 2 kids would be free. It's an amazing offer in that way, if you look at it that way. And I know a lot of people will say that you can eat for a lot less than getting the Disney dining plan. But if you got 2 little ones with you and you get the dining plan, it's free for them. You're taking them to a character meal every single day. Time of your life. Great stuff. Okay. Let me start. I'm going to start with there were 2 different promotions that came out today. I'm going to start with who cares? I'll just go with the first one. 2 free room nights and 2 free day park tickets when you purchase a 4-day room and ticket package. So basically what that means is if you book a minimum of a 6-night with 6-day park tickets, you're paying for 4 nights and 4-day of park tickets. You're getting 2 days free. You got to book at least 4 to get the additional 2 added on. So you're basically, like I said, booking a 6-night stay with 6-day park tickets and paying for the price of 4. That is the big deal that came out. Booking opens tomorrow, and it runs through February 15th. That's the booking window. Okay, so you've got about a little over a month to book starting tomorrow. It is for trips that run May 26th through September 15th. All right. So think about this. Jessica, I'm going to use you as the example. You got an 8-year-old daughter. If Jessica and her husband and her daughter were to book a 6-night stay with 6-day park tickets, they would get 2 days at the parks free, 2 nights free at the resort. They would also get the free water park admission the day that they arrive. And if they booked dining with it, Ruby's dining would be free. That is one of the very few times Disney lets you stack like that. But you can stack, you get the free water park admission regardless, but you can stack that 2 days free with a 6-day package minimum and the dining. It's stellar. Chris, we did not talk about Jesse's Roundup. No. Oh yeah, so yeah, Single Dad's doing their first cruise this year. Otherwise, you jump on that. I totally hear you there, but you're gonna have a fabulous time on the cruise. Yeah, so Jessica's mentioned this for Park Life Live in January 2027. You can't book yet. I anticipate 2027 bookings probably opening up in April or May of this year, somewhere in that neighborhood. And when it opens, if you're going to go, let's book it. Put the $200 down, and I'll watch for promotions when they come out and apply. I'll apply it to your package and save you the money. Robbie, I do book Disney cruises. Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. So again, the big promotion that's going to become available starting tomorrow. And so what that means is tomorrow morning, the Disney website is going to crash, undoubtedly. And then they're going to bring the servers back up. And then there's going to be like a waiting room, and you'll get a code, and it'll tell you that your wait is approximately 30 minutes or 3 hours or whatever it may be. Their phone lines are already jammed tonight. I called in a little while ago, and the hold was over an hour. So again, the big promotion, book a minimum 6-night, 6-park day package, and you get 2 of those days free. 2 nights free at the resort, 2 park days free. So that's the easiest way for me to describe it. It's a minimum of a 6-night stay, 6 park days, and you get 2 of those free. If you book 7 nights, 7 days, you get 2 free. That's basically how that works. Booking opens tomorrow, goes through February 15th, May 26th through September 15th, which again, that runs during Cool Kids Summer. You get to enjoy all of the things that are coming out for that. You get the free water park admission day of arrival. And if you add dining to it, your kids between the ages of 3 and 9 get dining for free. The other promotion that they announced, this one is a little bit later on, starts May 1st, runs through October 4th. Hey, Norma, how are you? Welcome in. Up to 30% off rooms, May 1st through October 4th. If you're a Florida resident listening in, it's up to 35% off rooms. If you're an annual pass holder, Chris, if you're still on listening, CW, annual pass holders for that May 1st through October 4th get up to 40% off rooms. That's insane to me, that you're getting rooms at close to half off as an annual pass holder. Let me go back here. Destination discoveries. First off, welcome in. Is it a big process with doing a Disney pass as a Disney resident looking at get in more? As a Disney resident, I assume you mean as a Florida resident. Jessica, as a Florida resident, they just ask for verify your ID. That's right. And as a Florida resident, you have up to 4 different passes that you can pick from, and you make a deposit, and then you make monthly payments for it. So it can be very reasonable. Can I take my rental agreement to the ticket office? I assume you mean like you're renting an apartment or something like that. I think you're talking about that, not versus DVC, I'm guessing. But yeah, up to 4 different passes. Okay, correct. Yeah. So yeah, take your rental agreement. If you've got driver's license, I think you can probably Google or go out to Disney site and it will tell you what they would require or what they accept. I would imagine a utility bill that's mailed to the address you're living at that should correspond with the address that's on your driver's license. Disney could care less whether you're owning or renting. There's plenty of people that rent apartments and condos and things like that. That doesn't matter to them as long as you have a Florida residential address and you've got something that corresponds with that. I think you're absolutely fine. So yeah, amazing promotion with the 2 free room nights and 2 free day park tickets. Lori and Tanner and I went out to dinner before this, and I was sharing that with them. And Tanner, who's a sophomore in college and is getting ready to go back here in another couple of weeks, He's like, so you and mom going to be going to Disney? So I think he thought it was a pretty good deal and that we should go, but I don't know that that's. We as a family are going to go in December. We're taking Poppy, which is my granddaughter. Um, she is the smiliest, happiest kid I think I've ever met. And Briggs is super duper happy all the time, but Poppy's got a smile on her face every time I see that little girl. So I'm excited. We're going to go in December with them. Going to do the Christmas tree stroll. Going to get to see the decorations at the resorts. Hopefully they do the gingerbread house this year at the Grand Floridian. They didn't do it in 2025. Broke my heart because I had that on my to-do list and didn't get to do it. So I was bummed about that. So hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, we're looking forward to that trip. My parents are going to go again. I can't believe that they're going to go. I couldn't believe that they went in May because they were dead set about going ever again. And then they went in May, and then they were like, "That's it, we're not going anymore." And I just raised it with them. You know, it'd be great to take Poppy and let you guys get to experience that with Poppy. And I don't think it took more than 5 minutes for them to feel like I twisted their arm and they were like, "Okay, let's do it." Jessica said, I was watching a stream and they were going over the complaints for the new bar. Are you talking about Beacon Barrel at Magic Kingdom? That bar? Yeah, biggest suggestion to offer water, coffee, and cocoa. I will tell you, when we were there, I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. At Grand Floridian. Oh, yeah, see, I don't know. I would have rather had the gingerbread house than to have a new bar / tavern, whatever you're going to call it, built inside there. I just, to me, it didn't feel like it fit very well there. But I thought you were talking about Beacon Barrel. It was a fun time, but a limited menu, just different. So anyway, did I cover everything? Man, we did pretty good. If you joined late, Happy New Year. Happy to have all of you back. Took about 6 weeks off from doing this, and I'll be honest with you. When I made the decision to go live tonight, I was a little nervous. I kind of felt that little wiggle in the stomach kind of thing, butterflies, whatever. But I'm happy to be here and happy to chit chat with you guys. What about Toy Story Land? What about Toy Story Land, Chris? Are you talking about how next time I'm there, you're gonna actually teach me how to score really big as opposed to teaching Lori? Is that what you mean? So Single Dad, we were at Disney last in November, like 11th through the 18th, and so I knew coming back from that, I was going to take a little bit of a break, but then all of a sudden it was like Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden it was Christmas was upon us, and things kind of got out of the way. Talking about putting the kiosk there. When you say kiosk, Chris, do you mean the gingerbread house, or what are you talking about? So Jessica said, I can't wait to see all the new. I wish I could pull this up real quick, but as everybody I think knows, they're building the Cars Land in Magic Kingdom with a couple of Cars rides, and they're going to do the Villains Land at Magic Kingdom, and they're doing Monstropolis at Hollywood, and they're doing the Encanto Central Americas at Animal Kingdom. And those things are going to be like 2027, 2028, 2029, maybe into 2030 for Villains Land, I'm guessing. But this morning I put together a list and sent it to my dad for our trip in December of all of the things that will be either brand new to all of us or brand new to my parents and Kramer and McKenna, my oldest and his wife, or just brand new to Kramer and McKenna. I came up with 19 things total that fit one of those three categories. And surprisingly enough, there were several of them that would be new to us, even though Lori and I were just there in November. So while there's so many things, 27, 28, 29, 30 coming out, there's still a lot of neat new things happening that we're going to get to enjoy and experience. I'm really excited about that. Single Dad, you were just there December 20 through 28. Isn't that a magical time to be there with Christmas stuff? Oops, I got to do the little puzzle piece. Hang on. I think I hit it. Yes. Okay, Chris, I'm not sure. I'm not following you. So you said They're talking about putting the kiosk there. I'm not sure what kiosk you mean in Toy Story Land. Yeah, single data. I mean the Magic Kingdom still has the Christmas decorations up. They're not doing the Christmas parade anymore, and those decorations will probably come down after this weekend. They typically leave them up through the marathon weekend. All right. Again, this morning when I sat down to start scribbling notes down on what we might talk about tonight, I thought it was going to be pretty relaxed. We talked a little bit about Park Life Live from November, answer questions, and then I started just looking at what recent news and rumors that had come out, and I scribbled some notes down, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 the stuff about Cool Kids Summer came out. I was scribbling all that down, and then all of a sudden it was this new promotion that's coming out starting tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, it's just blowing me away. Chris, yeah, send it to me. That'd be great. Thank you. Oh, there you go. That's cool. Single Dad said that his son stuck his phone over the walls, took pictures of Tom Sawyer. It's all gone. Yeah, Robbie, I'm looking forward to the Encanto ride as well. I know Dinosaur closes here pretty soon in a few weeks, and I know that's going to be heartbreaking to some folks, but I'm looking forward to the new Indiana Jones ride that they'll have there, and it's supposed to be different than the one out in California, which was great. And saying that reminds me, I'm sure all of you saw, was it about a week ago or thereabouts, the accident at the Indiana Jones stunt show. If you're not familiar with the show, let's start there. There is a scene at the very beginning where a big giant boulder, it's a big rubber ball, comes out and it rolls down the ramp chasing after Indy, and he's running, and then it's like he dives and the boulder rolls over top of him. It's not a boulder shaped rock. It's a round ball, but it's big. It's probably, what would you guys say, 12, 15 feet high. It's a pretty big thing. It weighs about 400 pounds. It came around, and there must have been something on the track that it hit, and it jumped off the track, and it bounced, and it's bouncing towards the audience. And one of the Disney cast members, who's a stunt double there, ran right out. He stood right in front of that thing. That thing hit him in the head, and it stopped the trajectory of the ball, so it saved the guests in the way. He went down, boom, hard. Had to get, I think, 6 stitches and was in the hospital for a little while. Hopefully he's doing well now. But that was just like, wow. I think I went back and researched. I think that's happened twice now in the history of that show. So obviously a lot of things had to happen that caused that ball to jump off of there. I'll tell you, I saw a lot of, I don't want to say, a lot of uneducated people, put it that way, commenting on social media that, he didn't need to jump in front of it, that there's a brick wall right there, people, and the ball would have stopped. If you've ever been down in the front row of the Indiana Jones stunt show, that brick wall is all of maybe 2.5 feet high. It's not very tall. That ball would have easily bounced up and over that railing, and it would have hit some guests, and it would have been a horrible experience, and Disney would have had some serious liability issues. Oh, that happened right after you got home. Okay. So yeah, scary stuff. Obviously, in that spur of the moment, that guy ran out there and did what he did. As I watched the video, I'm thinking, why didn't he like turn his shoulder into it and give it a shoulder thing instead of just like he headed it like he was a soccer player? But yeah, thank God he did that, because that ball would have absolutely bounced over the wall. There's no doubt in my mind. So anyway, there's a number of new things in 2026 happening. I think we mentioned Buzz Lightyear's reopening with the new laser pointer and the guns and all that. The Big Thunder Mountain's reopening with the new track. That's going to be great. There's a handful of other things that I'm drawing a blank on what they were. But like I said, there were a list of 19 things that I thought of that are brand new or coming out to be brand new. So, okay, Jessica, that's fine. No problem. So cool stuff. A lot of cool things happening. An amazing promotion that just came out. If you're interested, reach out to me. You can message me through TikTok. You can message me through YouTube. Would love to help you out with whatever your plans are. If you book with me, great. If not, if I can help you in any way, I'm happy to do that as well. I'm going to try to get back on course here and do this every week. And if you're new here or you weren't with us last fall when we were doing these before, I was down there in November. I tend to spend a little bit of time doing this, answering your questions, talking about any new news or promotions, things like that. But then spend a good portion of our time having some Disney fun, whether it's trivia or, pick A or B, that sort of thing. We did tournament style stuff. I will get back into doing that again. I just wanted to kind of ease into it today, and then all of a sudden, all this new news came out. So that is about all I have for the group. If anybody has any questions now, by all means, put them in. Anything that I didn't cover that you want to talk about, we can talk about. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap up here momentarily. I will admit, Tanner, who's my youngest sophomore in college, he is home for 2 more weeks before he goes back to school. They start class 2 weeks from tomorrow, the day after Martin Luther King Day. He's been home since December 12th. It's been fabulous to have him home. But we'll want to spend as much time as we can here in the next couple of weeks with him before he heads back. Single Day, we did the new villain show. It was really neat. It really is pretty cool, isn't it? And it's neat in the sense that the ending can be different every show. The audience really determines it. I don't know how many times it ends differently. And I don't want to give anything away. I will just say in the 3 times I've seen it, it had the same ending. But a lot of fun, for sure. Great show. I hope they keep it there. I mean, I know a lot of people say they should move that over to Magic Kingdom when they have Villains Land. I would be happy if it stayed there, to be honest with you. Gosh, Robbie, I didn't know that. I have not seen or experienced that where they had to cancel shows. Every time I watch, I see something new, not the end, other stuff. Oh, the villain show, Helen, you're talking about? Probably, Robbie. That's this is kind of I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second. This has nothing to do specific with Disney, but technology is a wonderful thing when it works. When it doesn't work, that's when chaos happens. And I'm also a firm believer, while technology is wonderful, it also helps make us as humans lazy because we rely on technology more. And super simple example, almost every one of us now, you're in your car, you put the car in reverse, you don't look over your shoulder anymore to see if there's something behind you. You look at your little TV camera on your dashboard. If that ever, 3 years from now, that dashboard dies out, how many kids driving nowadays don't know how to look over their shoulders to see if traffic's coming? So, yeah, technology. Yes, Tina, technology is always changing. Robbie, I want to see the banana ball game. Yeah, I wrote that dates down. May. Where is it? May. Oh, it's something on this side here. May 29th and 30th, Robbie, banana ball. You look behind you. I do too, Karen. I absolutely do. No doubt about it. So yeah, banana ball would be pretty cool to go watch and see, Robbie. Neat experience. You don't trust those little cameras? Norma, I'm with you there. Absolutely. No doubt about it. It's amazing, some of those cameras, though. Different views that they have and what have you. But again, all it takes is something to not work there, and some people are lost at how to do things. All right, Tina, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hope we'll see you again next week. We'll talk to you later. All right, gang. I think that's a wrap then. Let's wrap up for tonight. I super duper appreciate you guys for being here with me tonight, taking all this time off. I really appreciated seeing some of you that hang out with me all the time. Tina and Helen and Blake and Lamont over here, and Single Dad and Karen and Norma, Robbie, Chris, Jessica over here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll start thinking about a game for next week that we can play, because I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of new news that comes out after what came out today. So we'll try to work on some type of a game, and we'll have a good time. Otherwise, I think that's a wrap for tonight. You guys know what I'm going to say. When you wake up tomorrow, it's a great day to be alive. And you know what? I'm going to steal 30 more seconds or so. I shared this in Discord, I think a couple days ago. And I think you guys have heard me say this many, many times. It's a great day to be alive. And sometimes it's human nature. You probably hear it and you're having a bad day and you're like, sure, you can say that because things are great for you. And, you don't have something happening that prevents you from feeling that way, or whatever the case may be. And I totally get it. But as I shared in Discord, I think I shared this idea of me saying it's a great day to be alive stems from not once, but twice having cancer. And it helped open my eyes then, even during the times of having cancer, that there were still people in that hospital and around the world that had far worse things happening than I did. And it made me realize that, no matter how rough a day may be, I'm still alive, happy to be alive, and getting the chance to experience the next opportunity. One of my friends who I went to high school with and played baseball with, I always love sharing the story. My junior year of high school, there were 15 guys on the baseball team. 8 of us were named Mike. None of us were called Mike. We were all had nicknames, but he was one of them. He passed away a few days ago, 3-4 days ago. His entire family and his wife's family were in the Bahamas on their Christmas vacation. And he was scuba diving with 2 of his sons and had a massive heart attack and died. And so just another reminder that, each moment in front of you is probably the most that's ever guaranteed that any of us have. And so live each moment to the fullest. Whether it's a good moment or a bad moment, it's still a moment that you get to have. So that's why I always like to say, it's a great day to be alive, because it truly is. The alternative is far worse, for sure. Robbie, I appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to a celebration of life for Mike this coming Saturday. I'm going to look forward to seeing a lot of folks that I went to high school with and grew up with and that sort of thing. And we'll share a lot of stories and have a lot of laughs. It'll still hurt a little bit, right? Yes, it can happen to any one of us. Single lady, you're absolutely right. For any of you that don't know, I mentioned me having cancer twice. I'm about a month away from being 2 years removed from having a heart attack myself. So it can absolutely happen to anyone, no doubt about it. And sometimes we have to go through hard experiences to maybe reflect and realize that waking up in the morning is a pretty doggone good thing to have happen. So anyway, single dad, I grew up with a guy I grew up with passed a brain aneurysm a week before Christmas. Yeah, that is just so hard. So hard. Absolutely. This guy here, like I said, they were on their annual family vacation with his family and her family that they've been doing every year. And I can't imagine, how things will be. His 3 kids were all grown. They're in their 20s. But he's got a daughter that's not married, and obviously he'll never be there to walk her down the aisle. And so I can't imagine his 2 sons that, again, they're 20, Tanner's 20, so they're probably 24, 25, 26, somewhere in that range. But you're scuba diving with your dad, seeing amazing things in the ocean. And then I don't know, I can't even imagine, they look up and there's their dad, and he's gone. So it's unbelievable. Blake had a 24-year-old patient pass just before Christmas. Really got to me. Prettiest kid, had a rough life, just couldn't help her. Yeah, every day is a gift from God. That's absolutely right, Blake. Yeah, that's so true. So anyway, I don't want to end on a sad note, but just, again, the hard times that every one of us go through, I look at those as opportunities. It's an opportunity for the next chance, the next chance at something. The hard lesson learned is the next chance to be better, to be smarter, to enjoy a little bit more. I think back to my kids when they were growing up. It wasn't until Tanner, my youngest, was going off to kindergarten that I truly appreciated walking him to kindergarten for his first day. I didn't appreciate it with my older boys because I was young and dumb, or younger and dumb. It finally kicked in with Tanner. It was like, oh my gosh, this is my last one, and I want to enjoy all of these. His first, my last, if that makes sense. So each challenge, good or bad, is an opportunity for the next thing in front of you. So make the most of it, enjoy it. And again, when you wake up tomorrow, it is and will always be a great day to be alive. All right, gang, that's it. Thank you for joining tonight. We'll get together again next week. As you guys all saw, if you first joined, I couldn't figure out how to get my camera right on the TikTok side. So let's hope I can figure out how to turn these strings off. Thanks again for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Have a great night. We'll see everybody next week. Bye, everybody.